many other companies, sold many other things. I started selling Girl Scout cookies, or actually chili tickets at the age of 4, and sold the most chili tickets in my kindergarten, well, for the whole school actually. So I started at a very young age. So what tools do we have? We have lots of tools. This company is, I mean, anything you could possibly need or want, it's been done by somebody else for you. I think it's real important, you gotta figure out your style. So you decide whether it's email or whether it's phone. And I kept saying to my daughter, phone, she's like, okay, Mom, that's text, right? Okay, so text. But I think we need to be careful with text. Do you all not agree? I mean, text is impersonal. Text is good for confirming things, but I don't think it's good for setting the stage, right? I think personal context is very important.
That's good.
You want to use less formal channels to establish rapport. What I mean by that is, let's not get on the phone and go, hey, I got to tell you about Asia. I'm so excited. Hey, how are your kids? What's going on in your life? How's your job? Build that rapport with people. Don't just jump in, because you know what? People want to talk. We want to talk, but we're supposed to listen. And trust me, having been in sales all these years, that's been a big step backward that I have to take, is because I do want to talk. I mean, the listening is so important. Always provide new, valuable information. The next one I think is vital. We've got to end that conversation with the next step. And what I mean by that is, are y'all familiar with open and closed-end questions? Do y'all remember that from English? Got some English people in here. We want to make sure that the next step is, I'm going to follow back up with you such and such day, such and such time, not like, hey, I'll get back with you. Let them have some accountability and some commitment to you. Don't follow up too often. Don't get so excited that, I've got to hit that goal on Friday at midnight. Fridays for most of us, I think. My big day used to be Monday morning. Now it's Friday at midnight. I got to make sure I've hit my goal. Be persistent. Work the company, not the prospect. My favorite one, though, is know when to break up. And in my industry, calling on physicians, I give them, there's a statistic out there that if you show somebody something like a detailed piece 7 times, if they don't get it by the 7th time, they're never going to get it. And they're never going to use your product. So again, there's some people you can cut them loose. You think of, the You're Fired from the TV show. I don't know how many people I have that are fans of that show, so I won't. But anyway, sometimes we got to fire them. Now these success factors, I'm not going to go, you all can read those. These are our founders' success factors. And I think it's always important, if you're going to be involved in a company, you need to know what our founder says about success. And so I found these when I was doing a little bit of research. So I'm just going to read them real quick. So this is Vertus Norton, in case you all didn't know who I was referencing. A dynamic will to succeed, an unwavering belief in yourself, high integrity, principle-centered values, value-added attitude, strategic planning, remember he was a strategic planner, work ethic, bonding power, and charisma. So we've got to have those factors instilled in us to be able to be successful follower-uppers. So I love this quote, not following up with your prospect is the same as filling up your bathtub without first putting the stopper in the drain. Okay, so it's story time. All right, so those of you that got M&Ms, should have been everybody in the room anyway, you can now eat them. I wasn't trying to judge whether you can handle temptation well. That was not the moral of the story. This story comes from my good friend, my mentor, my sister in Christ, Barbie Bassett. She and I were in a previous business prior to this one. And in our boot camps we used to have, she used to talk about not spilling the M&Ms. And that was kind of one of her taglines. She would say that to us. So I called her up and I said, I remember you saying those things to me, and I remember what you said after that, but I want the story that made this story, right? So the story is, have you heard it, Kathleen? Have you heard the story? You know the story? I'm out of time, okay. No. This gets to my closing point. When she was potty training her 3 children, when they would get to the bathroom, she would give them an M&M. That was their treat. And, you know, she had the big bag, the big, you know, big container of the M&Ms. And they would come back and say, Mommy, I want another one. Gotta go to potty. When you go potty, you get another M&M. And what she used to tell us was, you know, it's like this. If we spill the M&Ms, if we tell them everything in that first phone call, that first text, that first email, whatever, what are we going to tell them next, right? And so, yeah, we all want that person to jump on board today, right? We all want that. But the bottom line is, if you don't spill the M&Ms, you're going to have more M&Ms to share. And therefore, you're going to have more success in your follow-up. So that's it. Thank you for having me.